uncertainty. Because when uncertainty breeds fear, you see. Okay? Then when you're not sure about yourself, you're not sure about anything that's going on, then you're like putty in their hands. But when you've got it like I've got it, rock solid, anyone tells me, right, that you're delusional, that I'm crazy, all this sort of stuff, okay, I understand. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I fully love, honour and respect that. But they're not going to change me. They're not going to change all those years of torture I went through. Okay? There's things that have happened to me that you can't imagine. No one's going to change that and take that away from me. So I've seen many different races on many different levels. I interacted with really good races. Some of the mantis races are the most incredible beings you'll ever meet. The wisdom, trillions and trillions and trillions of years of wisdom. So much love. Okay? And then there's evil ones too. Okay? So the best way to distinguish is what resonates in here. That level of discernment surpasses everything. Make that, and I'm sorry I'm going to say these words, but it's appropriate, your bullshit monitor. Okay? Make it that in here. And not the heart chakra here. I'm not talking about that chakra. I'm talking about the one up here. Okay? Because we're integrating all seven into one. You'll see Buddha and Jesus, big chakras open on the chest here. This is what I'm talking about. Okay? If you want to go home and do a good meditation, right, you just sit there quietly and put your hands here and press in here and focus your intention in there. Don't worry about traversing the universe, you go in here. Okay? Jesus said, Buddha said, the pathway to heaven is within. You go in there. That's your connection to your higher self, to your God being. Okay? It's above, yeah. It's pretty much about where the microphone is. You feel it. You can press in your chest here, and then you'll just touch a spot, and it's like, oh, it just feels different to everything else. Okay? It really does. Pardon?
In acupuncture, it's the heart self-point.
Self-point. And this is what I want to say to all the people who are healers. To all the people who are healers, I've got a big message for you. Okay? If you contact the person you are healing and you tune into this part of their being, you focus your intention there. And what you do is you bring the light from in there out. Because you are connecting to that person's higher being. You are then connecting to that person's soul journey. That is the magic key to unlocking what's inside each and every one of us. It is limitless, that energy source in here inside everybody. Connect with that part of the person when you do your healing. And you will see amazing things occur. It is really that simple. Okay? Yeah.
If I just want to get clarity by summing up the last statement sort of into 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding correctly, you see the doorways, walk through the doorways, go into space of sanctuary.
Yeah.
While we're there, the Earth becomes a star.
Yes.
Then are we coming back onto a regenerated Earth, or are we all headed off into different directions?
Yeah. Once the planet becomes a star, you will be in an environment, and I travelled into the future and I experienced it for myself, and I assure you I didn't want to come back. There are no shadows. And that was a really freaky thing to get a handle on. Because you can go like this, right? And you look in there, you look in there, and there's the same amount of light in there as there is around you. There are no shadows, because there's no duality. And there's no sun in the sky, of course. Because the whole reality is illuminated. You look under here, under a chair, under a lounge, there's no darkness. It's gone. And the whole ecosystem feeds off light. Everybody is living off pure energy of light, consumes anything else.
So you don't need food,
no.
just breathing.
You don't even need to breathe. You don't have to think about anything. All you do is just be. Yep. It's way beyond anything what you refer to as angelic. It's beyond all of that. On this reality, when you're with your partner, okay, and you just love each other and you just embrace each other and you don't even have to think or ask. If you need a knife and you work in the kitchen together, you go to turn around to grab a knife and there your partner is handing you a knife already. You know that total synchronistic, wonderful feeling when we're working together and loving one another in harmony. You just function in that mode. It's truly amazing. It's pure flow, because you're flowing with your counterpart. And your counterpart may be off in one part of the universe and you've got full awareness of every moment and everything that's going on, and everything that your counterpart is experiencing, you're experiencing instantaneously. It's total merging of oneness. Because remember, you'll be functioning just as the universal consciousness functions. If you think of all those dimensional levels, you think of, I mean, you take 1 square metre of life on this planet and the complexity. You'd blow your mind figuring out the way life interacts in that 1 little square metre. Let alone all of us and a whole planetary body and a whole galactic system and all those dimensional levels, the vastness of power, of comprehension and design and harmony and functionality that we are talking about. That is how you're going to be operating. All of that instantaneously at your disposal. It is big. It really is big. And you're going to be told that this path, when those beings turn up, you're going to be told that this path is the path of the Antichrist. That's what you're going to be told.
And just to hit on another point, you're saying by the time the doorway's open, you're saying that a lot of people have already left on the other 2 paths.
Yeah.
So those who are still on the planet...
No, they will have already left.
Yeah, no, those who are still on the planet will be the ones walking through the doorway.
Yeah, or some will perish in the earth changes. So you could say there's a 4th path, but it's not going to be many. The amount of people that will perish in these changes will be far less than what is spoken of. Far less. Okay?
What happens with the people who depart from the earth in the earth change?
Ah, that's a good question. Now, the people that will... The people that will leave and go with the spaceships, they will initially become agents of those beings. They will enslave you. And the way they do it is like, what's the difference between us and a communistic state? The difference is a communistic state has a play area of that much. That's their level of freedom. Ours is this big. We're still contained. We've got more toys to play with. We've got more gadgets to play with. We get kept entertained more. But the truth is, we're still enslaved. Right? Now, when these guys come along and promise you this version of ascension, well, you know, your playground is going to expand incredibly. And for those people that don't have the ability to see the boundaries and to understand that you're still going to be enslaved inside a system, because relative to what they've created here, this is going to be total freedom. People are going to take to it like candy, I'm telling you. Because they're going about creating so much despair on this planet, so when their version comes along, it's just going to be, whoa, I want some of that, you know? But they will be enslaved in the system. And then eventually, through periods of time, because there's other planetary bodies that are being set up like this one, because this process is successful, okay? That there's other beings who have manifested themselves as planetary bodies, sacrificing themselves just like the Divine Mother did, who led by example, and they will facilitate incarnational experiences for cycles to birth more planetary races of Christed beings. So while we've got one going on here, the journey does not end. It will continue and continue and continue to happen.
So you got people going through going with technology.
Yeah.
The people going with the fake knives. You've got the people going through the portals.
Yeah.
And you've also got the people going through the earth changes. What's happening to the people going with the earth changes? So they're not going through anything as other parts. You say there must be what happens to them.
The ones that perish in the earth changes will go back into the cycle of birth, death and reincarnation as as already is happening here now. And they will either go back home to their galactic family, or they'll be trapped. It depends on the journey. Each one's got an individual journey. Some might go back there for a while, and then what they will do is they'll gravitate and incarnate onto one of those other planetary bodies of which I'm speaking of. And some people call it New Earth or whatever, you know. We'll be taken to a new Earth or something.